It's a bit of a weird annual tradition. Almost the entire NFL world descends upon Mobile, Alabama, a small city on the Gulf Coast far away from the big metropolises most teams call home. The reason? The Senior Bowl, a showcase of much of the best talent getting ready for the upcoming NFL Draft. Like the name suggests, underclassmen can't play in the Senior Bowl, and that means some of the most elite players that will hear their names called in the first round won't be in Mobile. But while much NFL draft focuses on the first round, the best teams are built by Day 2 and Day 3 draft picks. Mobile is the best place to find them. The Redskins staff heads to Alabama with many more questions than answers. The team has a major need at quarterback and all over the defense. The skill positions could use a boost too. Starting with the QBs, there is a lot to watch in Mobile. Duke's Daniel Jones, West Virginia's Will Grier and Missouri's Drew Lock are probably the headliners of the cast in Mobile, but don't count out Washington State's Gardner Minshew too. Mark Rippon's nephew, Brett Rypien, won't play in Mobile, but another intriguing name, University of Buffalo's Tyree Jackson. He's 6'7" and raw, but has a cannon of an arm. The two biggest QB names, Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray, won't be in Mobile, but that doesn't mean all eyes won't be on the passers. The Redskins need to bring in a young signal caller, and the Senior Bowl has a deep pool to scout. Offensively, the team also needs to add interior offensive line players and wideouts. On the line, there are guys to like. Wisconsin's Michael Dieter, Oklahoma's Drew Samia and Kansas State's Dalton Risner all project as guards in the NFL. Dieter and Risner are known for a nasty streak, the same thing that got said about Brandon Scherff coming out of Iowa. Samia has great feet for a man his size. Washington needs to address their long-running weakness at left guard, and this should be the draft for that. At wide receiver, the Redskins could lose Jamison Crowder to free agency. Beyond Crowder, the team simply isn't getting enough production on the edges. One NFC scout talked about Missouri's Emmanuel Hale as a player with a big opportunity to impress this weekend. Two lesser-known prospects to watch, UMass WR Andy Isabella, who has 4.3 speed and could play the slot, and UC Davis WR Keelan Doss, who put up huge numbers the last 2 seasons. West Virginia's David Sills is another wideout with video game numbers on the college level that will be in Mobile. Defensively, the Redskins need help on each level. Starting up front, Washington likely needs to add another pass rusher, and every football team in the universe always needs to add defensive line depth. The Redskins could lose Preston Smith in free agency, and need more speed opposite Ryan Kerrigan on the edge. A player to watch, Wyoming OLB Carl Granderson. At 6'5" and 261 pounds, he has all the physical tools to be a menace on the outside. One Midwest scout explained that with a Granderson, he could have a tremendous week of practice for NFL scouts, assuming he's locked in and focused. A lot of buzz centers around Mississippi State's Montez Sweat, a probable first-round pick. He was a star in Starkville. Smaller college players like Old Dominion's O'Shea Nexamines and Louisiana Tech's Jalen Ferguson produced significant sack totals, enough to get them invited to Mobile and compete with the Power 5 school players. This is their opportunity to prove they belong, much like UTSA's Marcus Davenport did last season when the Saints drafted him 14th overall. Washington also needs help on the back end. Their safety situation has significant holes as the team released DJ Swearinger before the final game of the 2018 season, and Clinton Dix is set for free agency. 2 local players of note, Virginia's Juan Thornhill and Maryland's Darnell Savage. Thornhill had 6 interceptions as a senior, and Savage is one of the bigger hitters in the Big Ten. Both need to improve their tackling. Another semi-local name to watch, Nasir Adderley of Delaware. The young man flies to the football and never stops running. Want a high-motor potential special team stud? Adderley could be that guy. Much will be learned during the week in Mobile. The Redskins will send a full cast to scope out the talent and talk with coaches and other scouts. teams will interview the players, and figure out which targets they want to go deeper on over the coming months of the draft process. The NFL's scouting combine is only about a month away, and plenty of college pro days after that. For Washington, the first steps toward an improved season in 2019 begins this week. More Redskins news.